What's up everyone, and welcome to another HateWatchers breakdown and review. Today we've got episode 8 of Andor called Narkina 5. Without further ado, let's get right to the breakdown. Spoilers ahead, you've been warned. We open up in jail where the first thing Disney has to show us is an incarcerated black male. Andor, aka Keith Gergo, is sent off to a shuttle bound for Narkina 5. Moving to Coruscant, Karn is trying to play Pong on his work computer, but he gets caught by his supervisors. This guard needs new shoes and makes the prisoners offer him theirs. The prisoners get locked into these sex chairs, and that's when they really start to freak out. Miss Stick-in-Her-Butt is here to question Karn, who's been abusing his government position to run background checks on Tinder dates. She's surprised that even this guy got 5 dates, but he corrects her.
6, actually.
I wasn't counting this morning.
She asks if this one girl had a nice bedroom.
I have no idea. I wasn't allowed to see.
She leaves and tells her colleagues he's lying. There's no way he got any dates. Andor is arriving to Narkina 5, landing at an underwater Pentagon. Miss Stick-in-Her-Butt is showing her colleagues a nice old Nintendo NES console she found at a garage sale. Wolf Yularen, missing his epic voice,
"Clone troopers unite as war rages across the galaxy,"
is only mildly impressed. Stick-in-Her-Butt wants to search for Andor as she's heard he may have more rare retro gaming stuff. Andor and his fellow prisoners are unloaded, and one prisoner tries to attack the guards by farting. The guard says if the group can breakdance well enough, they'll be allowed to go free. But they fail. Karn is swiping right again, and Miss Stick-in-Her-Butt asks how the girls are looking.
Worse than I feared.
Karn defends his dating life and offers to make up for his trespasses by helping in the search for Andor, but they say no. Andor is being marched down the hall, and he goes to check his hair before more people see him. It takes 6 guards to move Andor 12 feet through this door. The door opens, and all of the other Oompa Loompas check their hair too. Andor heads down on the lift where Supreme Leader Snoke has been hitting the Rogaine, and tells Andor about this factory. Andor goes back to his old ways, asking for drugs.
Keith. What? Keith.
Andor's drug-riddled brain can't keep up, and he's about to freak out. Returning to Coruscant, Mon Mothma declines the roofies for her drink, so her husband doubles up on them. Her husband Perrin is delighted to see that Mon's friend Tay has come to visit her. Again. Mon makes inappropriate comments to her male friend behind her husband's back.
I was hoping you'd come.
Her daughter doesn't approve of her licentious behavior.
It's disgusting.
Keith is tripping again, feeling residual effects from the recent drug-fueled months. He sees a man doing interpretive dance and is mesmerized. Andor is shown the cube he now lives in, complete with all the amenities, but he only cares what tube the munchies come out of. Everyone's waiting to see if Andor will use the toilet in front of everyone. Andor is stalling, and this guy tells Andor to take a dump already before Snoke force chokes him. It's lights out on Cell Block D as they switch on the red ambiance lighting. Andor is squeezing tightly so he won't have to use the toilet in front of everyone. The next morning, they line up and head to the sauna for a rare spa day. Back on Ferrix, Brasso and Bix are debating throwing Maarva in a home. Maarva has been having delusions of being younger and was running surveillance on the troopers who moved into town. Vex and her lover are looking to get an apartment together in Ferrix, but Cinta says more work, less twerk. Vel feels rejected and thinks about trying men. Bix needs to make an urgent call, so she returns to the pipe phone. Returning to Coruscant, Luthen's shop is having a special on items from Naboo, with 50% off on both a Gungan shield and Queen Amidala's headdress. They're getting what they think is another Chinese spam call, but it's actually Bix reaching out looking for Andor. Clea, Luthen's assistant, thinks he's slipping. Bix tries to get the payphone to work. Vel is sad she's not rich anymore and has to take the bus. Cinta is hard at work, putting the spy in spying. Luthen is playing a video game on his ship. One of the prisoners commits suicide by floor, proving in fact that the floor is lava. Bix sees a crowd outside the shop where she made the call, and it turns out she got this kid's dad arrested. The troopers ask who's the fastest person here, and they call out Bix by name to race them. She takes off, and the Empire's racers take off behind her. And then this guy completely overacts his role. Luthen arrives on Segra Milo, where we once again get to see 2 tubes. Luthen tries to get Saw Gerrera to meet with someone named Anton Krieger who may have a job for them. Luthen makes some inappropriate comments about the Empire.
We need them coming hard.
He eggs on Saw by insulting his cause, but Saw is not biting. Turns out Bix wasn't fast enough, and they arrest her for cheating with a head start. Bix is brought up to Miss Stick in her butt, who's here to show her how to be less sexy, but that's going to take a while, so she's told to take a seat. Andor is feeling better, having been off drugs again for a month now, and because he's being productive in his new job. And with that, the episode comes to an end. Well, we've reached that point in the video where we have to decide if this episode was a great watch or a hate watch. This episode was a great watch, even if it was just another advance the plot episode. There's honestly not much to say on the review for this one. This episode did well the same things every other episode has done well. The sets, the costumes, the acting, the attention to detail, the pacing, etc. It's all still great. And it's also a good episode for Star Wars fans as we continue to get more and more world building, focusing on this unseen world that's never really been covered before. Also, it's funny to see Andy Serkis going from playing Snoke to playing this fellow inmate. Maybe it's a sign that this character will play a bigger role in Andor's story. We've said it before and we'll say it again. These filler episodes are fine if they're done well and kept to a minimum. It only becomes an issue if, let's say, the next episode just harps on the same points we saw in this episode and doesn't add anything. If the next one, for example, just shows us Andor's life in jail and more of Mothma's political maneuverings with no progress, then it's going to be a wasted episode. Now, if Andor is going to follow the structure of the previous episodes, and we suspect that it will, then the next episode, episode 9, is going to be the payoff for episodes 7 and 8. So expect a bit more drama and action next week. Thanks to everyone who made it this far into the video. Comment below. What do you think of Andor overall so far? Are you a fan of the show focusing on the grittier day-to-day life in the Star Wars universe? Please remember to like the video if you liked it, as it helps our videos reach more fans out there, and hit that red subscribe button for weekly episode reviews of Andor as well as other current shows and movies. Thank you again, and we'll catch you on the next one.